Carolina, the only remaining undefeated team in the nation. That's on the line tonight. And the Gamecocks control the tip. Raven Johnson will set things up for South Carolina. And here's Bree Hall coming off that career-high 21 points. Kentucky, known for their defense, they immediately trap her. Te-Hina Paopao, the transfer from Oregon, with the pull-up in the bucket. You see Kentucky's starting five. They've had 8 different starting lineups, but settling in on this one. And Brooklyn Miles, really a tone setter and a leader, number 0 in blue for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Brooklyn Miles is just a perfect fit for Kyra Elzy. I called her a little mini Kyra Elzy today, and Kyra Elzy of Kentucky kind of agreed in saying a little bit smaller.
And she's back in her home state, too. A Kentucky native come back to play for the blue and white.
Always a good thing.
Yeah, heck yeah. Emma King with a step around for Chloe Kitts. Right around Kitts' defense.
Kentucky's going to do this 2-3 zone, but they're going to start kind of in a tandem. They want to really slow down South Carolina and protect the paint, because 2 feet in the paint with Kamilla Cardoso, that's tough.
Don't have much time, 3 seconds. Brooklyn Miles on the baseline trying to go over Raven Johnson into the hands of Cardoso. Paopao. Back to Raven on the baseline.
She keeps making the case for the best transfer in the country, because she has been, it's a two-way street for South Carolina. I think she needed them and they needed her, and it's been the perfect match for Dawn Staley's team.
It's been a nice compliment. Bree Hall rolls all of the way around. She was 4 for 4 from behind the arc in their last
Those are
game.
dream numbers, Corey.
Yeah,
you don't understand. Those are dream
numbers. Are you jealous?
A little bit, yeah. They've been layups for her lately.
Pretty shot from Raven, while Kentucky has hit only 1 of its last 7 shots. Here's Petty. Not around 6-7. Up ahead to Bree Hall. Kitts was calling for it down low. Cardoso gives it to her.
How special it is. They find each other. They work so well together. It makes South Carolina so different this year.
That's a huge reason, that chemistry, as to why Chloe Kitts is starting at the 4 position right now for South Carolina. Inside and up for...
Great find.
Cardoso always on cleanup duty. Vice President or President, did she want to be? And I don't know if she got to ask her that, but I said, Dawn, did you want to be a coach? And she said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's worked out. Okay.
That's
yeah. MiLaysia Fulwiley in the game, gets the ball stripped away. South Carolina's come out on top of Kentucky here. But Anaya Russell, the former South Carolina Gamecock.
For Kyra Elzy, and it's her motor that determines how long she's going to play out there. But she's facing against, her former team. Good sign for her to get a score early.
Te-Hina Paopao misses. That's rare. She leads the nation in 3-point percentage. Don't worry, MiLaysia Fulwiley. Mimi Jenkins for Kentucky here, going up against Ashlyn Watkins. Watkins just stole it away. Falling it down! Ashlyn Watkins get it on a Monday. Last year as a freshman, she became the first to dunk in South Carolina history, and here she does it again.
That's a great look going back door when you got Kamilla Cardoso all the way up at the elbow.
And there's going to be an offensive foul. I can't even dream of that. Yeah. And her first one coming against Clemson last year as a freshman, making history, and now her second here against Kentucky. That rattles out Anaya Russell with the rebound.
How many games have you called with a dunk?
That was my first.
That was your first?
Yep.
It was actually my second.
Raven Johnson. Short off the front of the rim. Rose got to hurry, and the King throws it up.
Against Ole Miss, and what's interesting is when you look at the net, I know it's January. Is it January? I think so.
Yes.
There's 2 teams in this league that have 2 wins over net 25 teams, South Carolina and now Auburn.
Wow. There's a fun fact.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so Auburn taking down LSU, the defending national champions. That's LSU's Second loss of the season. Used to be known as 40 minutes of dread, where they pressed you for 40 minutes.
Well, they're really trying to pack this paint with the 2-3. It's all about coverage.
Tessa Johnson in the corner. Rainbow three. Second three of the night for South Carolina.
And that's Tessa Johnson coming off the bench. It's not even Paopao or Bree Hall that we're talking about.
Yeah, they're first in the nation in that category. They average over 7 threes a game as Emma King misses. Petty with the rebound, though, over Fagan.
That'll be a foul.
Yeah, and it will be.
And a testament to the players' off-season.
Yeah, if this holds, the 7.1 threes per game as Petty's at the free throw line right now, that would be the most under Dawn Staley at South Carolina per game. And they've got 2 of the top 5 three-point shooters in the nation in Te-Hina Paopao and Bree Hall. MiLaysia Fulwiley, 4-point play possible.
I know MiLaysia Fulwiley is a walk-in highlight, and an old-fashioned maybe 4-point play for the freshman coming in. How fun has she been to watch this year?
So much
fun. A little
fun.
razzle-dazzle.
Oh, yeah. Made a statement in Paris in their opening game against Notre Dame with a play that was all over SportsCenter.
Paris? Yeah, I was kind of probed Dawn on that and said, well, how long does it take? And she said it depends on how honest you want to be with yourself. And the quicker you are to be honest with your standard, the quicker you can get to ours.
Travel. Back up to Fulwiley, a deep three, feeling it, and it feels pretty good. 10 points for MiLaysia.
Without taking breaks, going against some of the bigs in this league, as demonstrated by Kamilla Cardoso right there, it's tough.
7 blocks for South Carolina. South Carolina first in the nation in blocks per game. They average 9.5. They're already at 7. Oh, in and out for Maddie Shear.
That's tough, yeah. I love the play call to get her a look.
And they're going to call a blocking foul on Sanaya Tyler. Her first.
I mean, that's someone coming off the bench who understands her role. Of course, she wants to continue to grow and expand her game, but, you know, she's just a next level athlete. I mean, the timing, everything.
Ooh. What a pass from Te-Hina. They've made 12 field goals. They've assisted on 7 of those. And Nia Russell too much on the 3. And that's a layup for Paopao.
It's going to be a timeout.
Obviously, we knew what she brought offense.
It's not.
Didn't know it was going to be this good, but yeah, you don't have an option coming here. You got to play defense. There's a deep 3 from Sanaya Tyler. That's the first points for Kentucky here in the second quarter.
And a good response out of that timeout. Let's see what Kentucky does defensively. Do they trap? Do they try to give a different look to South Carolina?
It's just hard. There's so many weapons in the paint. Swatted away by Pitts and scooped by Cardoso. Bree Hall. Cardoso took the rebound away from Kitts.
Not stopping that. To the table, no surprise.
Asia Petty and Brooklyn Miles waiting to check in for Kentucky as Nia Russell is off. 4 offensive rebounds for Cardoso. 11 rebounds total. Tessa Johnson by herself. Second time tonight.
When she's already hit a shot, you got to play the percentages at that point. You got to put a hand up. Nobody in the near vicinity of her.
Sanaya Tyler.
Okay.
Bree Hall getting her own board. Russell turns it over. That's 9 turnovers for Kentucky. Ooh, Chloe Kitts. Okay.
Kitts.
And she's talked about there were times that she questioned, was that the right decision for me? And then she decided, you know what? I'm going to get in the weight room. I'm going to get in the gym extra. She hit that hard over the summer. It's made all the difference. Look at Sanaya Tyler go. She's the only answer for Kentucky right now.
I know Kyra Elsie is looking at her saying, you're the one playing the hardest. things just have not been easy for them on the offensive side of the floor, except for, I was going to say, Sanaya Tyler, but she's come in and been aggressive. You got to do that against the #1 team. You don't have anything to lose.
And that was Kyler Elzey's message to her team at shoot-around today. We have nothing to lose. Inside to Kitts. Underneath the basket, and she's fouled by Mimi Jenkins. Kitts, 2 shots coming here. Dawn Staley has talked about Kitts. It's a different level when you come from high school to South Carolina.
There's your standard and our standard, and you'll find out really quickly where you are.
And she did it. She went to work. South Carolina putting on the pressure here.
And now she knows, and she's in the starting lineup.
10 seconds. Shear will pull it over the top. And Kentucky runs out of time, but has not scored yet tonight. Kentucky gets the ball first here in the second half.
As Kyra Elzey said at shoot-around today, hype yourself up. If I'm Asia Petty, I'm demanding the basketball.
Here's Petty, 13 in blue. Kicks it back out to Sanaya Tyler, who had a nice first half. 4 seconds for the Wildcats. And McKing with the floater in the bank. South Carolina outscored Kentucky 29-8 in the second quarter. It was the 20th time this season they've held an opponent to single digits in a quarter. And Te-Hina Paopao, the best three-point shooter in the nation, hits her first tonight. So South Carolina now at its average in 7 made threes per game. They've hit 7. Petty tries to throw it back out to Brooklyn Miles, but she's not there. Raven Johnson on the scoop for the score. 4 seconds, didn't even look for her shot. Maddie Shear coming off. Elevates but misses short. Does that count as a pass?
Of course.
Yeah.
We're at home. Yeah. Their length and how active their hands are. I mean, you know they're tall, they're big, they're fast, but how they communicate. I know you've had the pleasure of calling them a few times.
Yeah, a couple times. Do you think that's contributing to Kentucky's some of those unforced turnovers?
Yeah, I mean their speed is great. Just getting on the board.
It is a 10-0 run for South Carolina in complete control in the third quarter.
It just kind of speaks to the dominance that we've seen from South Carolina so far this year, offensively, defensively, and of course on the glass.
Remember, this is the only team, not just in the top 10, but in the top 30 in the nation in scoring offense and defense. Scoring 4th in the nation in points per game. Their scoring margin is first with LSU coming up on the 25th, and then UConn.
That's going to be a fun one.
Which one?
Always, yeah. I mean, the outside the conference play when they play Connecticut, and it always draws so much attention. Great for the game.
Cardoso and 1. That's the first on Petty.
Just terrific body control by Kamilla Cardoso.
Can't finish off the three-point play. Brooklyn Miles driving in. And here comes the trap for Kentucky. Raven Johnson gets out of it. Woo! And my goodness, knew exactly where Ashlyn Watkins was.
Kept her dribble alive.
It's okay, Raven Johnson will take it away. Up ahead to Bree Hall. What a feed!
Wins are so hard to come by, and this league has been challenged in the non-conference. It's just been tough. I saw Coach Yo tweeting about that today, too. Which I think, Courtney, to the point is South Carolina sees all that on Sunday. UCLA goes down, LSU gets upset, and the way that they came out in this game is impressive. I mean, they know that everybody's coming for them, but to be this authoritative throughout the game has been pretty elite.
Since the first quarter, South Carolina shooting 75% from the field. That's pretty good. Then they killed him on the three line with already 8 made threes, shooting 57% from three. How do you approach battling South Carolina with the balance that they have?
You're talking about the LSU game?
Yeah, it could be any opponent.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk LSU 1 through 5. They've got scores, right? So they can match kind of talent for talent at each position with South Carolina of some mistakes that they can fix.
Cardoso just stepping through the defense. I think, too, in that game, depth is going to be a huge factor because you've got South Carolina.
Somebody who played in the SEC and who averaged 32, 33 minutes a game for the 2 years I was at Florida. It's what production are you getting off the bench? But in South Carolina's depth, they get so much production from their bench, which is why they're scary good. They can give their starters a break.
Yep. Smooth. That he sheared too much in the corner. It's finding Cardoso and vice versa. They're so connected.
Yeah, it's so unselfish, and Raven Johnson pushing Fulwiley to the corner, almost a misdirection, knowing she was going to send it to Sanaya Fagan. That's the move, Asia Petty.
Fagan is able to grab it and take it up, and she'll get herself to the free throw line. I think the level of freshmen coming in, too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Special.
South Carolina gets it right back. I mean, just look at the freshmen that South Carolina has on its roster. South Carolina's hit its last 10 shots. Outscoring the Cats 29-8. Ashlyn Watkins threw down a dunk. Casual. She's the only Gamecock ever to dunk in a game. Especially when the outside shots are falling for South Carolina. They're 60% from three, hitting 9 of them. I will tell you what, though,
she has been instant offense for Kyra Elzy, has played hard on the defensive side of the floor.
13 points for her. Kentucky turns it over when they had the chance to take the last shot of the quarter. They've been outscored 33-11 in the third quarter. Here's another chance. Martin Luther King Day, to hear Vice President Kamala Harris come in, who obviously the first female vice president, the first African-American vice president, for her to come in and talk about Dawn and say, to thank Dawn. We heard her thank Dawn Staley for blazing a trail, for setting the path for these women to be our future leaders. And that was just so cool to see that moment. Well, there's no doubt today it's been all South Carolina. 79-32. They are seeking their 50th straight win at home. And Paopao just crushed the 10th three-pointer of the game for the Gamecocks. When you're recruiting somebody out of the portal, it's I've heard several coaches across different sports call it speed dating. When you're trying to learn the recruitment process out of high school, you're building these long relationships with players. When you're in the portal, maybe you didn't recruit that player. You're trying to figure out who they are.
During the season and getting them to mesh with your team, and it's such a pivotal position where she can play point guard or off the ball, and the leadership that she's been able to bring in, and it's a great bet by both of them.
Up and in for Ashlyn Watkins. She's into double figures, and Tessa Johnson takes it right back. And she's brought that family atmosphere. She's very close with her family.
But you know, the players got phones and they see what's going on. I mean, they're aware.
Sakima Walker. Back up top to Ja. And right to Fagan.
I mean, we talked about their offense and their defense and where they rank in the country, and I think I alluded to it earlier, being top 10 in the country in assists.
Here in the fourth quarter, South Carolina shooting a cool 62% from the field. Ja.
She's getting to the rim. Gets to the logo, kicks it out. That's the size in the blocks that South Carolina defensively just. I think there's a Final Four team on the inside.
Ooh.
Putting you on the spot. That's what they do to me every Thursday, Sunday.
Just throw you in there. Well, my Tennessee Volunteers, well, Kentucky lost, obviously.
See, without her, Kentucky looks different offensively and defensively. I like Sinai.
South Carolina. So MiLaysia Fulwiley takes it away.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still mystified by low tops in basketball.
Yeah,
but it's
a hot topic for you.
No, it's just something I've noticed. I have to really tape my ankles up. It's a different rant for a different day.
Ja will bring it up, and Dawn waves her off. Fulwiley will hold it. Shot clock at 8.
I think the fans want 100, and Dawn with a classy move here, and
she'll let the shot clock expire. I would say Dawn Staley might be pleased with this game. She's really hard on her team.
She has been. She has been really hard on this team, and I think the focus and the maturity of a weekend that had a lot of chaos on the women's side to come out from the start and to finish strong was really impressive.
Yeah, we saw a all-around balanced